All right, what are we drinking for Go to Hell podcast beer number 1?
We are drinking a Cooperage beer. Cooperage was a spot that we didn't get to go to. We've been to before on our beer pilgrimage, but we'll be drinking Cooperage beer this evening.
It's a Cooperage spread.
Yeah, so tonight our first beer that we're drinking is the Inclusion Hoppy West Coast Pilsner. It's a part of a batch project that they are doing. Looked up kind of what their batch project is, and the Inclusion Batch Project allows breweries that are not currently in a position to take on all the steps involved with the beer project to help fund the scholarship, which is funding education at one of the top brewing schools in the country. So this is a scholarship that allows for people to be able to learn how to make beer. So buying this beer contributes to the proceeds. That
Cool. I wonder where they get to go. Davis?
Yeah, UC Davis Master Brewers Certificate.
Yeah, they got quite a program.
Well, it pays that they're right next to Sierra Nevada. So
yeah, so like you mentioned, we didn't get to make it to Cooperage, and so I thought,
yeah, so write this off on your taxes.
pretty much any brewery that's big enough to ship. There's a lot of breweries in California that ship if you're in California. And so I thought I went on their website this week to see what you could get, and they had all kinds of different packages. There was one where you could get a case of beer, but they chose what ones got sent to you. So this one was 3 4-packs you got to choose, and I picked 2 double IPAs and then this Hoppy Pilsner, because I don't think there was not all of the beer that they have was available for shipping for whatever reason. So of what I could pick, I chose the Hoppy Pilsner. I like it. It's definitely, or is it just says West Coast Pilsner. It doesn't say Hoppy Pilsner, or is it both? Both?
It says Hoppy West Coast Pilsner.
Yeah, it's definitely a little hoppy. It's got more of a bite than a traditional German or Bohemian Pilsner. It's very drinkable. It's perfect for the weather we're in.
Yeah, and so there's actually quite a few beers that are associated with the Inclusion Project. They're from different breweries. So from the North Bay region, the IBP Pils, which is what we're drinking, which is in society with Pink Boots Society. Then in the San Francisco region, they have Frisco Disco Rider, which is a West Coast double IPA. That's from Old Factory Brewing. East Bay region has Soul to Soul, which is a wheat beer with watermelon and ginger, which is hosted by Doka Beer.
Interesting. Never heard of them.
I don't know. South Bay region is Anti-Shock. It's an American porter hosted by Alvarado Street Brewery.
All right.
As well as Headlands Brew. Lafayette, California has the Heady Coastal. It's a hoppy saison. And then Oakland United Beer Works has the Change Ahead, a West Coast Keller Pils.
I've been to that brewery in Lafayette.
So kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome. And the beer is tasty. It's light. It's a Pils. So, I mean.
And it's one of the things, I don't know, that we might have talked about it on the show before. It's one of the things we very much enjoy about the craft beer community. They're competitive, but they are also, it's a community. I'm sure there's guys who own breweries that are, your typical American business owner who's just out to bury his competition. But most of the folks we come across seem to genuinely want, a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing, and pay it forward. So they all seem to be a close-knit community. They don't see you going to another brewery as competition. They're very much evangelistic about other breweries that they're
just like beer. Like,
yeah,
it's a community thing where it's.
Like, and I'm sure some places are owned by dicks, and
sure.
So guys like, I don't like that guy who owns it or started it or whatever. But generally speaking, particularly up in the Santa Rosa area, for sure, it seems like a pretty close-knit group, and they don't seem to mind you going other places. In fact, they go out of their way to tell you to go somewhere else. It's contrary to what most business people do. So when we were at on the younger trip, the owner of Russian River was adamant about going to this place and that place and not even mentioning his other location that he had. So it's always nice to see, you know.
It's awesome.
Yeah, let's do our second beer.
Second beer of the week. Sorry, my bad, as we're nearly done with it. Do you need to pause it or?
No, go ahead.
Okay. We are drinking the double dry hopped Granddaddy Terp West Coast Double IPA from Cooperage. It is 8.7 ABV. Tim says that it tastes like a Belching Beaver. I did get that initially, but as I've continued to drink it, I'm just like, man, this thing is dry as fuck.
It's dry.
It's dry hops, so I mean, what?
Does it say what hops it's using? It tastes like a Belching Beaver, a lot of their IPAs, and I know I'm correct also because
Citra and Mosaic.
Okay, somewhere between those two is connected to the Terp thing, because I know Belching Beaver has several.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They have several Terp also related or mention. They have Terp in the name of several of their IPAs, so I don't know what the relationship is, but definitely the same kind of flavor profile. I'm going to guess it's Mosaic because Mosaic is in the same family as Nelson, and Mosaic can be like Nelson as well, where if it's overcooked or I don't know, it's somewhere else in the process, it can be quite funky and not pleasant. This one's on about a 7 of that scale, meaning like it's pushing the envelope, but it's very delicious as well. But it's dry as hell.
It's just dry.
I'm drinking water when I drink it. It's not. This is not a. The first one we drank was a really nice around the swimming pool. This is not. This is. I'm gonna have one of these and enjoy it. Actually, this is a beer that was meant to be consumed with a nice 8-ounce steak.
Really?
I think so. It's a meal in a glass to be shared with a meal.
So would you have it with an 8-ounce steak?
I would.
Like what type of steak?
I don't know. All right, beer number 3. Beer number 3 is awesome, by the way. What was about 8.5 alcohol in that last one we just drank?
Yeah.
This one is the Smelltron 3030 IPA, and it's got like 50s, 60s sci-fi art on the can. It's amazing. I love it. Again, we're drinking from Cooperage tonight, right around the corner from Moonlight. We've only been to Cooperage once in person, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to make sure we go there on our Sonoma trip. Okay, well, let's see if it says it's anything. Does not. Oh, same thing. Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's Nelson and Mosaic hops.
Fuck. Did you smell it? Fuck.
Oh, no, this is actually quite pleasant. Okay, so they dry hop this with the Nelson and Mosaic. I can now, one of our friends that we see at a regular basis every Friday at our local brewery, he's brewed beer before. He knows all about brewing beer. And so I asked, why is some Nelson hops taste terrible? And he said, because if you put it in the boil, then it really brings out that nasty, disgusting flavor. But if you dry hop it, it's much more subtle. I actually enjoy this. I don't know if you do.
I enjoy it more.
It's actually quite subtle.
Yeah,
it's got less of a punch than the previous one we had.
It's subtle for sure. It's not bad.